Thank you for Dennis introducing the logic of the work for mapping the value chain. We used a similar approach for the eutrophication and agriculture value chain. First, it might seem easy to track the main sources or activities causing direct pressure to the Baltic Sea in terms of agriculture production. We divided it into livestock production and crop production. But as this picture can give you a hint, this is not that easy. When we are talking about agricultural production, this is primary sector, which means that it delivers produce to other sectors for manufacturing sector, and mainly, and is the main source for food manufacturing, which is actually the biggest manufacturing sector in the EU, or the most important one. And you can also see that there are some interlinkages between livestock and crop production. But when looking closer the actors and activities, the picture gets even more complicated. Our task was to map the value chain and activities in the Baltic Sea region, but as this sector is very economically oriented, we still need to look at the EU market from which the Baltic Sea region is a part. Baltic Sea region itself, it's not an economic actor, but rather environmental body, and this made it a bit complicated to extract regional activities from the ones of the EU. But as you can see, we are dealing in this value chain with regulative actors, social actors, and individual actors, and this sector has a strong economic relation with the non-regional actors, which influences activities inside this region. We evaluated the actors in the value chain and came out with here I have brought out 5 of them which got the highest ranking in terms of putting direct pressure to the Baltic Sea, or having the highest impact on other actors of the value chain, or having the biggest opportunity for change. First one's, of course, the farmers, who have the responsibility of delivering environmentally sound agricultural practices, but they operate in market economy conditions and are highly influenced by other actors in the chain. And also, when investigating their opportunities for change in this actors group, actually Baltic Compass carried out a similar survey in 2011 on nitrogen sensitive areas, and it came out that actually farmers support environmental measures, but in case these does not decrease their yields nor profit. Second important group, of course, are decision makers who are acting in a multi-level governance system. We have international organizations, EU, national, local, and of course common agricultural policy. Does it support economic or environmental goals? I suspect it's rather economic. And then there's food producers who are buying products from farmers, but they are having consumers not only in our region, nor even only in the EU, but also they are quite often players in the global market. And more than 1/4 of the EU agro-food products are exported outside the EU. It was a bit difficult to track down the exact numbers of the Baltic Sea region, as if you brought out this squid that it's going to Thailand and then coming back inside the EU, such export-import relations are even more common. And then there's consumers. They have their own interests. We have witnessed that they have gained a higher awareness, and this has influenced their consumption patterns. But income levels are still quite influential in terms of consumption choices, especially in countries where household expenditures on food products are higher. And it became especially important aspect during the economic crisis, where price became the priority when choosing food products. But we can also see that there's this third dimension emerging in terms of consumer choices, and it's the local products, and preferring products which are produced, grown nearby. And this is maybe one of the opportunities, especially for local communities. And one very important group are wholesalers and retail chains, because as they are quite centralized, they have high bargaining power, and they are especially important actors around the Baltic Sea region. And especially in Nordic countries, we can see that big supermarket chains are the main wholesaler types. But they could possibly react on customers' demand or direct their demands. Shortly about it. Thank you.